What's up, Knicks Nation? Welcome to another late night edition of The Objective Knicks Fan. This show is called Knicks Nocturnal. It's for the vampires. And I got two topics for you guys tonight. I want to know, based off of a lot of criticism that I'm seeing from a lot of fans as of late, I just want to know, are fans missing the big picture? We're so zoomed in on these three losses. Oh my God. We lost to the Rockets. We lost to the Thunder. We lost to the Hornets. What are we going to do? So I want to talk about some big picture stuff tonight with these New York Knicks. Are you guys missing it? Of course, the main topic of the night will be Karl-Anthony Towns and Jalen Brunson. And the question of the night is, are they compatible? We're going to talk about that tonight on this episode of Knicks Nocturnal. New York City salute and welcome to everybody in the building. I am your host, Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan, and straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. Man, you know the vibes. Hey, tell a friend that we live, man. Hey, y'all, welcome to the show. Hopefully you guys are having a really good night. This is Knicks Nocturnal. Right? A show that, I like to do once in a while. We used to do it every off night for the Knicks, but now we do mostly level-headed Knicks talks. But listen, before we begin, you guys know the protocol. We got to get the likes up. So smash that like button on the way in, and we still cooking with hot grease. We talk the Knicks twice a day, every day. Okay, sometimes we don't do the second show. Depends on if there's a game or not, or if the game is interesting. But while you guys are at it, smash that subscribe button. It is very important because we know that well over 60+% of you guys are not subscribed in the last 28 days. So you watch, so you might as well subscribe and help us close the gap as we're on the road to 10,000 subscribers and help us close the gap. And listen, man. Each time we reach a specific milestone, we have a special giveaway. It's called the 5K giveaway, where we will be giving away this rookie Jalen Brunson trading card. So all you have to do is subscribe. That's it. There's no emails, no phone numbers, no janky websites. All you have to do is subscribe, all right? Now, first of all, big time salute to everybody in the building as well. Let me see who's in the chat as I pull up this chat. Big time salute to you guys. We do appreciate you guys. Tomorrow I will be doing the MVP donors. Big time salute to, is that Violet? Big time salute to you. Of course, OKF Nation, Von Allen, Cleo. Listen, Towns videos coming. I'm going to see if I'll do it tonight. I've been really busy, but don't worry. Towns video will come. And we still have members only Sundays. Okay, and I got a couple of topics I'm thinking about doing on members only Sundays, but it's definitely going down. Trapped in the 90s, I see you. Big time salute. Big time salute. Uh-oh. Jaded Ivy jerseys are sold out. That's funny. Yeah, I seen the Lakers getting smacked, Bond. Big time salute to you guys in the building. So yeah, we got a couple of topics to talk about tonight. Hopefully you guys are having a phenomenal night. Trying to think any other announcements. Blue and Orange brunch tomorrow. I have to try to get that show done by 1. It's going to be very difficult, but look out for the Blue and Orange brunch by 1 o'clock. And then, of course, tomorrow we do have a game. We are playing against the Chicago Bulls, so I got to see what we'll do in the evening time. Probably do a Where There's Smoke, There's Fire. You know, for all the vampires. Why not? By the way, the sale for the game night is over. So, but I will be shipping out the game night orders possibly by next week. Either way, it'll be at your door before the playoffs begin. So be on the lookout for that as well. All right. So I want to talk about the big picture stuff before I get to the phone lines. And then I want to read this article and I'm going to get you guys on the line. All right. And once again, if I miss your call, I will call back. I know it's late, but I'm going to try to keep this short and brief. I just want to point out some big picture stuff so we can have some context to the conversation. All right. So where I want to go right now is I want to take a look at, damn, you see these scores? Hold up. You see these scores? Damn. San Antonio smacking the Clippers. We kind of figured that. Charlotte blew out Phoenix. Damn. And Detroit got the win tonight. Oh, damn. Them Pistons fans are going to be jumping for joy. You know, my question for all the people who doubt Jalen Brunson is, does Jalen Brunson, his team, have more success without him or with him? Because all of these MVP candidates, their teams got better records or not better records, good records when they're absent. The Knicks, we're 3-4 without Brunson. So all of these MVP candidates, their team is still balling. It's just interesting stuff. Interesting stuff that I'm taking note of. But I want to talk about some big picture stuff, right? I feel like Knicks fans, they are too fickle. And I'm gonna throw we in there because I'm a Knicks fan. I'm gonna say we as a nation, not all of us. Definitely not me, but we are too fickle. Sorry about that. Just moving some windows around. I got too much goddamn windows on the back end. Trying to close some of these out, but yeah, we're too fickle. We're too in the moment. We win the game, we win in the championship. We lose the game, we're going to get bumped in the first round. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I feel as though y'all not really taking a look at the big picture. And I think that is the problem. Here is the big picture. We have 5 more games left. Okay, Chicago, Atlanta, Boston, Toronto, Charlotte. All right. All we need is 2 wins to tie what we did last year. 3 wins and we surpass what we did last year in terms of wins. If that matters to you guys. Okay. We are closing in on this 3rd seed. Right? Cleveland, they're trying to catch us. They're fighting. But I don't think Cleveland's going to catch us. We also own the tiebreaker with the Cavaliers as well as the Celtics, for the record. So I just want to say this. The big picture is there is no correlation between the regular season success and the postseason. There's no correlation. Another thing I want to point out that I think that people y'all just don't really see the vision or the vision is limited. Down the stretch of the season, realistically, all of these games are winnable. I'm not saying we're going to win all of the games, but all of these games are winnable if you ask me, okay? But here is the key to all of this. Even if we lose these games, and once again, I'm not going to ever excuse mediocrity. I'm not trying to give passes when we lose. That's not the goal of this. The goal of this exercise is to try to just have you zoom out a bit because I think you guys are just looking in too closely. Chicago Bulls, we're 2-1 against the Chicago Bulls. The Atlanta Hawks, I think we split games with the Hawks. I'm going to tell you right now. I can't remember. Let me just pull it up. I think we did split games with them, though. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it right. I'm going to get it right. Right? I just want to give you some big picture stuff. So before you guys call in, so the series is tied. Okay, so the Hawks series is a battle to see who wins the series. But I'm going to say this. It doesn't even matter who wins the series because the Atlanta Hawks and the Knicks are not competing for a playoff spot together. So even if the Hawks beat us and they get the 2-1 season victory, that's the regular season. I got to keep saying it. There's no correlation between the regular season success and postseason. Keep saying it, and I think it's just going over people's heads because you guys are so concerned with these losses, and you guys think, well, damn, we can't beat them in the regular season, then damn, that may not hold well for the playoffs. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. Now, of course, we want to win every game. And no, I am not excusing losses. But I have to give the context. So the Atlanta game doesn't matter. The Boston game, we already have the tiebreaker with Boston. We already beat them 2-1. If they win this game, so be it. We own the tiebreaker. We're not going to have the seeding advantage, but we beat them on the road last year. One thing we know about this Knicks team is they could win in Boston. We've seen it. And we should have full confidence and faith that the boys in orange and blue will get this done. I'm just tired of people complaining and making these games a bigger deal. Toronto Raptors, we beat them 4 straight games this season. The only reason why we're playing them a 5th game is because of the NBA Cup. We beat Toronto the same fashion every single game. They put up a fight, but eventually we just outpaced them. We just too efficient offensively. They cannot stop us defensively. They force turnovers a couple of times, but the turnovers don't hurt us because we also prevent them from getting into transition and getting easy buckets and fast breaks. That's what Toronto does to thrive. Well, not recently, but once we became the #1 defense during that span of time, one of the things we did best was opponent fast breaks. You don't think that we can activate that in the postseason? So if we lost to Toronto, we'll win that 4-1. Charlotte Hornets, we already beat them twice. This is a little bro team that has gotten some hair on their chest. And people are already crowning these guys in the playoff series against us. It's just madness to me. It really is. But I just need you guys to see the big picture and stop pulling into these games and making these games like they're end-all be-all. They're games that count. It's all the regular season. I'm not saying it's not important, but what I am saying is that you don't have to throw up, in a fit of rage and say, we lost to Charlotte. Oh, no. It's the worst thing that could happen. Every single team here, including Detroit, have lost games they shouldn't have lost. That's life. Another thing, I want to zoom out because I think that we're zoomed in a little too close. We went 3-3. Before the 7-game win streak, we went 3-3 against some of the best teams in the league. We're talking about a stretch that had San Antonio. Toronto was full, but they still were a top 6 team and still are a top 6 team. The Oklahoma City Thunder, the Denver Nuggets, the LA Lakers. All right? This right here was the gauntlet. And we wind up going 3-3 with some impressive wins. So don't negate that and then skip all the way down to, you won 7 games in a row. We just came off a gauntlet. So if you want to add the 3-3 stretch with the 7 games, that would make us 10-3, right? Let's fast forward. Let's forget those 6 games. Let's look at the last 11 games. In the last 11 games, the Knicks are 8-11. 8-3, sorry. No matter how you want to frame it, the Knicks are playing good basketball. Our one Achilles heel that's been consistent throughout the season is the road game against 500 and above teams. It doesn't mean in the playoff series we can't go to Charlotte and get a win. And Lord knows we will never see Houston in the finals, so it doesn't matter. We split games with them. Now, the Oklahoma City Thunder are the team that I definitely respect. And I'm not acting like we're just going to walk over them in the finals. But I definitely will be rooting for the boys in orange and blue no matter what. No matter what. I'm not Stephen A. Smith. I'm not going to give in and, based off of regular season losses. Let me just say this. Let me come out of research mode. Because I just wanted to give some big picture stuff. And then I want also to ask, is Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns compatible? I got some information I'm going to share. That's the questions of the night. You guys see what I say about the big picture. But before I get to the phone lines, we definitely got to continue to get these likes up because you guys know I'm cooking with hot grease. We got to look at the big picture and not one game, not 2 games. You can't do it. Not 3 games. I go 10 games at a time. Salute to everybody who checks out the Knicks in 10 show. Knicks in 10 show is the most important show on YouTube. I tell you exactly where the Knicks are. I tell you exactly where the Knicks are going to be. So continue to smash that like button. All right? And now is the time to call up. So all the people who did call, I'm doing callbacks, all right? Let me just make sure my line is correct. 646-995-8389. You know, you guys are familiar with what we're talking about tonight. And I'm curious to see you guys' thoughts. By the way, we are on the hard clock tonight. So be prepared to have your takes ready. Uh-oh, what's going on, Yuri?
So let's get to the main topic.
Let's go!
Right here, right now. KAT and Jalen Brunson are not incompatible.
Okay.
If you look at the lineups that has one player, and I've been cooking on this topic for a while, Deuce McBride.
Okay.
When Deuce is in the lineup with JB, KAT, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Josh Hart, which I think they played 9 minutes on the floor.
Okay.
That lineup is a plus 15.
For what? The season? Because I could pull that up.
The season. Pull that up and see if I'm wrong.
Okay. I'll do it on the back end. Okay, continue.
My point is that they are compatible. The reason that lineup can work is because it's a 5-out system. KAT is much better with JB when it's a 5-out lineup. Not when Mitchell Robinson's in a lineup, although that lineup's slightly better. But what I'm trying to say is any lineup that has Deuce McBride makes them a plus net rating. I don't know how much the stat is, by the way, for that.
You said that Mitch and Towns is a better lineup. Is that
No.
what you just said? Oh,
No,
okay.
I didn't. So trust me,
right.
I'm not that smoking that crack. Okay, all right.
Okay, you said Deuce without Hart in the lineup, pretty much the starting lineup without Hart, but you put Deuce
Pretty
right?
much without Hart in
Got
the
you.
lineup.
Got you.
I think it's a plus 15. I don't know. The lineup was played for 9 minutes, by the way.
Mm-hmm. That's a good amount of time.
So it's not the incompatibilities that Brunson and KAT need to be in a 5-out lineup. That doesn't include Hart. Now, on to my other thing. Playoffs does not correlate with the regular season. How many times do we have to go through this as Knicks fans? It's been proven last year. It was proven in 2023. Damn well was proven in 2022 because nobody had Golden State winning against Boston in 2022.
Right. Yep.
We can only hope for so much, right? I know the Knicks have not been playing consistent basketball lately. I know they had a bad stretch of games, this 3-game streak.
Mm-hmm.
But that shouldn't let you deteriorate on what your team really is. Whether they're first-round exit, second-round exit, it don't matter. Playoffs is a completely different ballgame. For all we know, we can see the Knicks become a road team overnight in a playoff.
10
and I
seconds.
think that's why the playoffs is so important. You know, because let me cook on this one, Karan, because Karan, when has the last time an 8th seed beat a 1 seed? or a 7 seed beat a 2nd seed.
Mm.
I'm not saying it's going to happen this playoff run, but hey, they've been proven wrong before.
Hey, you never know. But I just, before you get off the line, I want to share with you the plus minus. So I got the lineup with Towns, OG, Bridges, Brunson, McBride.
Yeah.
This is not the starting when he's starting. This is just period. They played 13 games to bed. Yeah, this is not them starting. It's just them playing together. They played 13 games together. I got it on the screen, by the way, too.
Yeah, I see it.
And they played 7 minutes. They're 7-6. Okay. And they're plus 0.8. Plus 0.8.
Okay, what was the best lineup with Deuce in it? That's what
Well, the lineup I'm seeing right now on the screen, I'm not saying this is the better lineup, is actually Hart, Bridges, Brunson, and McBride with Towns. That's a better lineup than the other.
That was the one. I got my facts. I got my facts on that one. That was.
But it's all good, Yuri, man. I appreciate the call, my brother. Thank you. Thank you for bringing some level-headed Knicks talk, man. All right, let me keep the calls moving. But you see what I do, right? I put it up on real time. That's just how we get down on this channel, all right? Uh-oh, L Figgy, what's going on?
What's going on, Karan, and all the Knicks objective night owls out there?
Yeah, Knicks Nocturnal. Let's go. I had to do a late show tonight, Figgy. What's going on?
Yeah, man. Knicks at night. Let me ask you this, Karan. What do you think about once the playoffs hit? Because I do agree with Yuri. I think that regular season and playoffs, it's a different animal once that starts. And it's a 7-game series. And as you know, as we all know, 7-game series, very important to win game 1, set the tone. And then as you play, you learn. Again, the year that we played the Sixers in the first round, they had JB locked down. He had to figure out his way around Kelly Oubre and company. He had a miserable first 2 games, but we had guys who stepped up. Josh Hart stepped up. Deuce. That's when Deuce really came on the scene. I mean, we knew him as coming off the bench and being this young kid off the bench, but really Deuce shined in that playoff series. What do you think about, depending on who we play and depending on how far we get into the playoffs, round 1, round 2, and then Eastern Conference, maybe tweaking the starting 5, depending on who we have to see? And not
I don't think that is a good idea.
One. You want to keep it consistent.
The reason why is because I don't think nobody on the bench is going to be better than Hart or Bridges for what they need in the starting lineup. For example, I'm gonna pause you for 2 seconds. I'm not gonna take up all your time.
No, go ahead, man.
So, for example, like if we start Deuce is the plus minus guy. Honestly, there is a lineup with him starting. I think they were 5-1 with Deuce starting. But it wasn't for Hart, it was for OG. And they went 5-1. And this was when he was out. And so he is the plus minus god. And he probably, from an analytics perspective, would be the best one. But I think that the lack of rebounding will come back to hurt us. Not even just the side. It's really just the rebounding. What Josh Hart does for us on the glass, he is one of the key parts in what I say we are a two-way team that's versatile. That's our identity when I say that. He is like the V in versatility in that, because he can be in the paint. He could be on the three-point line. He guards bigger guys. He rebounds. You lose that with him. Now, yes, with Deuce, the defense will be good, but the rebounding. And then anybody else, I think there's shortcomings that I think that just Hart, it just makes more sense to me. But go ahead, Figgy.
No, I'm hearing you out. I'm just thinking. Yeah. Depending on the matchup, because I do believe matchups matter. That's why really when we have like these win-loss streaks, or sometimes we lose to a team, it's like how did we lose to the Dallas Mavs or whatever it is. Sometimes matchups matter. We match up against some teams better than others, and matchups do matter. I'm just thinking like against the Houston Rockets the other night, not one guy in the starting 5 is under 6'7". Would that have maybe been a game where perhaps we should have started Diawara over Hart in that particular game, just for size and defensive prowess? Because Hart's not going to play defense. We know that. Like you said, he's good rebounding. He's a good gritty energy guy. You know, he's going to jump around and get you those rebounds. But he's not going to play defense. Diawara would be better on defense in that case. And Diawara would be better in setting screens and doing things like that for Jalen. So I'm just wondering, depending on the team. Now, obviously, we got to get through the East. So not including the Houston Rockets, but I'm thinking about a big team like the Detroit Pistons, where everybody's kind of big and physical. This is why when you said Sadiq Bey over Alvarado, I didn't even know that Sadiq Bey was out there and available. I would have loved that.
Right. Yeah, he was the only one that was him and Alvarado were like two of the few guys that were not on the untouchable list.
I mean, I would have loved Kobe White, if I'm being quite honest with you. But Sadiq Bey is 6'8". He's got a 6'11" wingspan. He's 215. That we're small. I'm just saying that would have given us some size where we needed.
So figure on the way out. Did Leon Rose make a mistake
in bringing Jose Alvarado on?
In not getting Sadiq Bey? I don't want to single out none of our guys. I just want to say in not getting the Sadiq Bey deal done.
If he could have gotten him instead of Alvarado, yeah, then he fumbled that one. If he chose, if it was a matter of choosing one over the other. Now, if Sadiq Bey didn't fit or he didn't want to come out, we couldn't agree on numbers and it was a contract situation, then I mean, yeah, you get what you can get. But if it was if he had both of them, one in this hand, one in the other, I would have gone Sadiq Bey just for size, because we're small as is. You know, we're little.
Bingo.
But, you know, man, what are you going to do?
Thank you, Figure. I appreciate the call. Great question. And hopefully you understand the answer. And maybe I might have to do a deeper dive on that. Because even Shamet, his starting lineup is not that great. I think his lineup was 3 and 5. So it's better to keep it. And then you could always sub in. I'm always for subbing in Diawara, you know, and subbing in these guys if you need to make the change. But I appreciate you, Figgy.
Yeah, man, good take. Yeah.
Big time salute. All right. Got a lot of calls. They coming in. They are coming in. I got to get my man D from LA, and then Ty, I'm coming to you next, Ty. Okay, and then Khalil, I see you. Khalil, no clock Khalil in the building. What's going on? Mr. Triggered himself. What's up?
I'm gonna keep this straight. I got a question for you. You know I like scenarios.
Yes, sir.
You know I like scenarios. So here's a scenario. There are two players, and these coaches that I'm going to mention can only have these two players as their 1 and 2 or 1 and 1, whatever. These are their two best players for the next 5-10 years. One is Jalen Brunson. The other is Karl-Anthony Towns.
Okay.
Right? Okay. And the question of the night is, are they compatible? Right?
Right.
Are these two players compatible under Greg Popovich?
Ooh. I think that Greg Popovich will build a team around them.
Okay. Are they compatible around? Are they compatible with what's his name in Miami? Not Eric Spoelstra, but his boss, Pat Riley.
No, the boss will definitely build around them, 100%.
Okay. This is why I'm asking this question, because when Mike Brown took the job, they asked him specifically. We weren't in the room, but we were in the room because we can only just imagine what they asked him. These are your two best players. Can you win with them? He said, yes. Well, buddy, figure it out, right? Because whether they're compatible or not, they are compatible, buddy. Because if you gave Greg Popovich only this option, Greg Popovich's focus is the championship. So whatever it takes to make them compatible, whether it's X and O, personality, whatever the case may be, he's going to make it happen because the goal is a championship. Phil Jackson, same, right? I hate to mention him in the Knicks conversation, but as a coach, we're going to have to figure this out because Kobe and Shaq figure it out. The man figured out how to get freaking Dennis Rodman to ball out with, you know, Michael Jordan, whatever it is. So there are people who can figure it out. I do want to say this, though, about KAT, right? And I think there's something more than X and O's and just personality that's going on with KAT and compatibility in general. Because, again, this is not the first time we've had conversations about KAT with teammates. I feel like KAT might be a Drake J. Cole amongst Pusha T's and Kendrick's. And I mean this. Oh, yeah, you get what I'm saying. Culturally, I think there's something that doesn't jive too well with KAT and his personality. He's a bit on the softer side, not in an insult. He's just a nice guy. But I think if you're in a league with Patrick Beverleys
Right.
and you're constantly around Patrick Beverleys, you can't be Karl Anthony Towns and find it like a safe haven. There's no room for that. So I think he keeps bumping into the same, not just X and O issue, but there's a personality cultural issue that seems to bug him at every stop. Because again, we said before, Jimmy Butler, that's another Patrick Beverley energy.
Yep.
You have, you know what I'm saying? He always bumps
Yep.
into this thing. Nonetheless, though, they asked Mike Brown when he took the job, "Are you ready for
Right.
this?" He said, "Yes." It is what it is. And then to speak on the Sadiq Bey thing, I don't think if he was available, then he should have gone for it, right? I don't know what he would cost as far as money or who would have to trade out. I think Jose Alvarado is a good pickup. I think where he messed up is that Sohan, instead of getting what's his name, Boucher.
Boucher. Okay, that was the mistake.
Yeah, I think that's where, because
Seconds.
unless Sohan is on the Knicks just to give us secrets about the Spurs if we see them in the finals,
Right.
he was nothing. X and O's make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Bingo.
All in all, Mike Brown, they are compatible because they better be. Simple and plain.
Yeah. Right. Big time salute. I think also, and I'm gonna say that. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. Hold on, let me get my man Sean in. What's good, Sean?
Yo, what's good, Karan?
How you feeling, family?
Hey, man, I can't complain, man. I can't complain.
Let's go, man. So, you see the topic? Where we going, man? Where we going?
Well, I'm gonna start off. I don't think we incompatible. First
Okay.
of all, I don't
Good,
think.
good, okay, let's go.
I don't think they're incompatible because last year proved to me that I'm not trying to keep talking about Tibbs, but this is just what we seen from my own eyes. Last year, Tibbs didn't have an offensive playbook, honestly, and Cat had one of his best years last year in his career. Jalen Brunson was clutch player of the year last year also. So that incompatible bull crap, to be honest, I don't really think that's what it is. I really feel like the scheme a little bit is really not fitting the guys. That's just me. And the reason why I say that is because we're more of a create your own offense to me. What I mean by that is when we can pass the ball, get shots open, and get players open to their spots, we look good. When we doing anything besides that, we look dysfunctional. So that's just my opinion, and I can't be wrong, okay? But that's just what I see from my eyes. Also, taking Josh Hart out of the starting lineup, I don't think that's a good idea. Reason why I say that, everything that Josh Hart brings to the table, nobody else brings in that starting five.
That's a fact.
All the loose balls, all the offensive rebounds, even the defense at time. Now, I'm gonna take it back to the Rockets game real quick. I seen Josh Hart guard KD real good in that game. KD is just 5 feet 5 inches taller than him.
Right.
So he literally just shot over him. But the defense wise, if Josh Hart was just a couple of more inches, I think it would have been real contested. Not saying Josh Hart is the greatest defender on that team. Not saying that. No.
Right. Also, really quickly, I want to say I don't think Josh Hart is a bad defender either. I would say he's a good defender because of his energy, his presence, his effort, and sometimes he's just in the right spot at the right time. He just have this serendipity. I heard Figgy when she said that, but my little slight pushback is I don't think Hart is a bad defender at all.
Exactly. I don't think he is neither. And honestly, like I said, take it back to the Rockets game. His defense was the one that tried to keep us in the game, honestly.
Yeah, right.
So
I agree.
I just think this starting five just need to get some continuity.
Good point.
They need to go out, have dinner, talk about what the heck they got going on, squash that, and look at the big picture. We got too much talent on this team to not win the championship this year. Our window is now. We have too much talent on this team. Our captain in Jalen Brunson is everything we wanted in the point guard in the last 5 years, maybe even more.
Yep.
Let them boys
Facts.
get it together, and honestly and hopefully, and I pray to God we can win it this year. But I appreciate you picking up my call,
Great
Karan.
call.
Appreciate you, man.
Big time salute.
God.
That was a great call, man. Salute to the brother there. I like his energy. Zoom out, see the big picture. And he said that last year they were. What happened last year? Towns 25-12. Okay. Brunson All NBA second team. Tie. OKF
Yo,
Nation. Where we
yo,
going,
what's up,
family?
fam? Nothing, man. This is a good topic right here. So just to go there with you, turn my TV down. Um, all right, for I have a bomb to drop with you, but it's just me. But I'm gonna just say this to you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, Josh is a good zone defender. Like he'll play those lanes. He's really good at zone defending. Like if you watch him, he plays those lanes really pretty well. One on one, I'm not saying he struggles, but it's like, my man hit him with a couple of moves the other night. I'm like, damn, Josh, spanked on him.
Yeah,
But
he's not the best one-on-one defender. Yeah.
right, but he's a good zone defender, and that's what I like about Josh. He complements the team. On your topic, are they compatible? Yes. They so compatible that it's smoke and mirrors right now. I think Cat, and I'm gonna just say this to you.
Okay.
I think after the chip, I think Cat and Brunson and the team, listening to everybody's complaining. Mikhail today, all of them complaining. I think the team want Mike Brown gone, bro.
Damn.
I think,
We going back there? Wow.
bro, I'm telling you, it's looking like they want Mike Brown gone. Yeah, everybody's complaining. Everybody's complaining, and that's not a good sign. Mike Brown has lost that locker room, but the team, they respect each other, they respect the captain, so they're not gonna bicker with one another, but they're all talking. And remember, everybody didn't want Tibbs gone. Everybody didn't want Tibbs gone.
That's true.
But the way it's looking, like Cat and Brunson made an executive decision to say, look, let's run this offense. If it don't work, I think they want him gone, bro. They're not playing for Mike Brown. A lot of them got contracts coming up. A lot of them, like they're not playing for Mike Brown right now. The Knicks are not playing for Mike Brown. And I don't know what it's going to look like in the playoffs. Normally, you rev it up in the playoffs, and that's what we're expecting as Knicks Nation. We are just holding on to last year. Like, let's get into the playoffs. Seeding was very important. So for all y'all that keep talking about, oh, it don't matter about the regular, that's a lie from the pit of hell, and the truth ain't in it. Okay? That's a lie from the pit of hell, and the truth ain't in it. Because listen, we needed that number one seed. We should have got the number one seed.
It's a fact.
So everything ran through New York, and everybody in Knicks Nation know that. We were supposed to get that number one seed. We wet the bed against Detroit. They knocked our confidence. We don't want to admit that, but they knocked our confidence when it came to the Eastern Conference. That's why winning the chip was so big, to let us know, okay, we still can do it. We still should have came out of here with the second seed. And we gave it to sorry-ass Boston. And we gave it to, so now our role is tougher than what we expected. The worst case scenario was the second seed. Knicks Nation, stop lying. Y'all know it. Y'all know we should have a little trepidation right now. We should not be sitting up here going, oh, once we get to the playoffs, listen, when there's smoke, there's fire, right? And at the end of the day, I'm assuming it's just looking like, when I'm looking at Mikhail talk, and I'm looking at Cat talk, and I'm looking at Brunson talk, and I'm looking at all these players talking, and they all talking about Mike Brown's system. I truly believe the Knicks will make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. The worst case scenario. Best case, they go to the finals. But I think Mike Brown, I think this is his first and last season. They don't want to play for him. He didn't explain the system to them. He explained it to them right. Brunson is not having his best year. My man just got on and said it. And I told you this before. Captain Clutch should have been captain. He should have been reigning Captain Clutch, and he's not. Cat had his best year under Tibbs last year. All right, we don't got to bring back Tibbs. But he's right. Popovich, Give us somebody. Give us somebody who's going to get the best out of the players. And Mike Brown did not do that. These players have regressed. They're tired of hearing their names in the media, especially Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges is dope, and Anunoby is dope. But all they hear is negative information about them. And that's why the team is playing like this. They hear the rumblings. They're human. I'm getting off.
Thank you, Ty. I appreciate you, Ty. I hear you. Yeah. Big time salute.
All right, fam.
All right. It's my brother Ty. I feel where he's coming from. I just don't think Mike Brown's out of here. But everything else he said, I'm in concert with. By the way, I got to give a big time salute to my man King from Brooklyn. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. Hey, yep. Knicks have to play Mo, get this double big working, and consolidate this roster to what makes sense for JB. I see the last part, King, you cook it. 100%. That's the problem. You know, Leon, I don't think he thought Jalen Brunson was him like that. And none of us did. We didn't know Jalen Brunson was going to be this good when we first got him. We knew he was nice, but we didn't know. Well, I can't say we all did, because you got clowns like Stephen A. Smith that said they overpaid for Jalen Brunson, and y'all still listen to this guy. But that's a whole nother goddamn topic. Nonetheless, I think that Jalen Brunson, he didn't know that he would be that good, King. And so that's why the team wasn't built around him. They were always positioning themselves to trade for a star player. They never thought that Jalen Brunson would be that star player. So in doing that, I don't think they gave their best effort to build around Jalen Brunson. So I hear you on that one. As far as the double big lineup, it's trash. I'm sorry, King. Double big lineup is trash every single time. Don't worry, I'm gonna do content on it, and I'm gonna point out why I say that. No, Towns is not trash. Mitch is not trash. They both nice in their own regards. I'm not here to. I don't take a dump on players. I try not to do that. That's not my point. I'm talking about the lineup with them two together is trash. There is no rectifying it at this point. The only salvation they'll get from me is showing up at the playoffs, King. If they're not going to show up in the playoffs, then I don't even want to hear about a goddamn double big lineup. Against San Antonio, Mitch couldn't show up. Against and when in the game we lost, I'm talking about. And then in the last game against Houston, what did they do? You could just go down the list of double big lineup disappointment and failure. All right. Now, I got to get my man Khalil in the building. If I miss your call, I am doing callbacks. Salute to my man King in Brooklyn. I do appreciate that super. And by the way, I know it's late and everyone can't get on the line, but if you want to contribute to the conversation, you could always send in a donation to Cashapp, Super Chat, Linktree, no matter what it is. I will get to it, okay? And I will treat your message in place of a call, because I know it's super late and not everybody could call up. All right, I do got to get my man Khalil. And listen, if I miss your call, I am doing callbacks. All right, so I see the queue. It's jumping right now. But I got to get my man No Clock Khalil up in here, my man Buddha, and my man Rock. What's good, Khalil? How we feeling? Uh-oh, No Clock Khalil.
What's up, Karan?
What's going on? What's your thoughts?
All right, I want to say that for the most part, I agree with all the callers. I feel like they are compatible, especially last year.
Yes.
You can see that from last year. I think that Coach Brown, Mike Brown, if he basically inherited Tibbs' team. So, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to have the same results, because his scheme is different.
Bingo.
So last year Brunson and Towns they put up good numbers. Not necessarily, I can't really say they had good. I mean, so you could say they had good chemistry. But this year, the scheme is different. I think that if you give Mike Brown another year to insert some of the players that fits his scheme around Brunson and Towns, you might see a better chemistry.
I agree. That's a strong point, because right now you got a team that's from Coach Tibbs. They only made 2 changes, Yabusele and Clarkson. Then eventually got Alvarado. So, you know, a lot of it is the old team from last year. So you got a good point.
Thank you. And I'm trying to. This is going to be hard to articulate, but the one thing, even if you have, so the players that you bring around them are not going to probably help make up for their weaknesses.
Bingo.
Right, because but individually, Towns and Brunson, their weaknesses are not they don't offset they don't help each other with their weaknesses. But other players around them, I mean, yes, you put out stats that Brunson does beat KAT the ball 25% of the time. 25% of the time. But Towns is still not a very good rim protector. He does play defense. Brunson is still, struggles a little bit on defense as well.
Of course.
I don't see, so I think that their weaknesses, they don't help each other out on their weaknesses. And, and I have to say one last thing to you. The regular so you can the regular season and the playoffs, there is you could find stats that support that there's no correlation, but then you can find stats to show that there is a correlation. You know, like for example, Mitch is not a 3-point shooter, so do you expect Mitch to shoot 3-pointers in the playoffs?
Hold on, let's get the context right? You know, never acquiesce to a faulty premise, right? So let me tell you what I mean. I'm talking about if I beat Team B in the regular season, it doesn't mean I'm gonna beat Team B in the postseason. That's what we're talking about.
No, you're right. Now, but to say that there's no correlation, that's a strong statement to make.
No, there is no correlation for what I just said. I'm not talking about how a player plays, how he shoots. I'm talking about if you beat this team, doesn't mean you're going to beat them in the playoffs. That's it. I did the exercise before, just using last year's playoffs. And we could do it every single year. We could go through the list.
I mean, but I'm just saying, it works both ways, though. It works both ways in the sense like, look, last year, or 2 years ago, 2023, 2024, Lakers got destroyed by the Nuggets in the regular season. And in the playoffs, they got destroyed by the Nuggets again, 4-1.
Right.
The 2023, 2024. So I'm just saying, there's always examples where there's where.
Right. So how about the Knicks last year? We got killed 0-4 by the Celtics last year, right? In the regular season. And guess what? We went into the playoffs and we beat them in 6 games. It goes both ways. So when you have mixed results, you can't come to a conclusion. So that's why, in that case, we don't have a correlation.
You're right. That's a good point. There's no correlation because you have mixed results.
Bingo.
You got that. Makes sense.
I'm sorry, Khalil. I do this, man. Every day.
I agree.
Twice a day. Big time. Go ahead.
So that doesn't mean that you got to throw away the scouting report, though. That don't mean that you just
No. Here's all right. So I don't want to give away too much of my secrets because I got the Spurs guy listening. What I look for is the style of how the team plays. So, like, I believe that San Antonio is New York Knicks food. I truly believe that in the playoff series, and I'm gonna tell y'all why on Monday the 13th when we do the debate, the Brooklyn Spurs fan versus me. You know, and we got different topics. I'm going to tell you exactly why we would beat them in the NBA Finals. I got so many reasons it's not even fair, just off the top of the head. Not to add the research that I'm going to do. But if you want to look at regular season success, they got a better record than us. That's cool. In that postseason, don't mean nothing.
But you do scouting reports, so why does it seem like the Spurs? I'm a Knicks fan, but I gotta ask you why does it seem like the Spurs is getting stronger?
No, they're playing great. They're a regular season dream. I'm not taking away their regular season success. I just know that the postseason is a different level. It's a different ball game, and you have to show us. You have to prove it to us, young fella. We're not going to anoint you. the great bald-headed guy, I almost said his name, the great bald-headed guy out of Chicago, okay?
Yeah.
That brother right there had to go through his lumps. He didn't go to the finals his first year in the playoffs. It don't work like that.
All right, man,
You got to go through your bumps and bruises. Everybody, LeBron, go through the list. All the great ones. Kobe, you don't get to, the only person to do it is Magic, but he had Kareem. Yeah.
Shaq damn near almost made it to the finals his within the first 2 years of his
You said right, the first 2 years of his career, but did he win?
No, he left.
Okay, that's
if he would have stayed in, he got you. All right. But there's
Bingo.
He got you. All right, I hear you. But the Spurs is looking stronger.
They look good. They look good. I'm not knocking them.
They look great. They look great, man. And
who would I take in a playoff series? Them or OKC? OKC. 100%.
All right.
See, we can't get over what we seen in the regular season. That's why that may sound like a shot, because you guys are consumed with the regular season.
So you think OKC is going to do a repeat? They could possibly do it.
Recent history is against them, but differential is on their side. As long as they get to the finals, they got a great chance to win it again, if I'm being objective. But I can see a world where they get bumped as well. I mean, it's unpredictable. And by the way, our predictions doesn't matter. You are what your record is. I hate when people say someone overachieved. We don't give a damn about your opinion. The facts are what happened. There's no one that could predict the future, dog. There's no way to know. Yes, we want the Knicks to win the championship, but we cannot predict that the Knicks are going to win it in game 4 in the final. There's no way. So we got to allow it to play out. I'm just going off of the stylistic matchups and what I've seen based on the style of play going into a postseason. And that's how I'm coming to my determinations. Not just on, this team beat this team, so they're going to beat them in the playoffs. Okay. You go ahead and think that. Don't put no money on it, please. Because you're going to lose. All right.
Yes, sir. You're right.
Big time salute, Khalil.
Thank you, brother. Have a good night.
I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Likewise. All right.
All right. That's my man, No Clock Khalil. Hold on. But somebody triggered. Uh-oh. Gotta check the cash apps. Somebody triggered. Let's just see who this was. Oh, he said no callback, but he got a question. About what about Ivy and the Bulls? You want to ask me? Are you asking me my thoughts on that? I'm gonna talk. I'm probably talk about that on NBA Saturday. I'm just gonna say this. If you have a job, right, and your job has certain clauses, and your job has certain guidelines, are you gonna violate those guidelines? Whether you're right or wrong, whether it's your belief, that's fine. I don't give a damn. That's your personal truth. We can't allow our personal truths to impact the business. Because if we do that, we will find ourselves out of a job. None of us can go to our jobs and say whatever the hell we want. Do understand while this is basketball, we love it, it's fun. It is a job for the players. That's my thoughts on the Ivy situation. Whether he's right or wrong, that's his personal truth. I can give a goddamn what your personal beliefs are. But what I'm looking at is, from the business stance, there's a certain code of conduct. And he's young now. Maybe he'll get it in the next 10 years. Young people, they do whatever the hell they got to do. But grown people, right, we have a little bit more sense on our head. All right? Get my man Rock in the building. Buddha, I'm coming to you next, Buddha. I'm calling you back, Buddha. I see you, Buddha. See if my man Rock can still get on the line. Rock ATL in the building. New York to ATL. What's up?
Hey, what's up, kid? I just turned you up on a few minutes ago. I heard a caller talking about how Mike Brown lost the locker room. Did I miss something?
I don't agree. I don't necessarily agree with that point. I don't know how he got to that conclusion. That he's just saying his perspective. I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
It could
Yeah.
be. I don't know though. I don't know.
Well, even if that was true, I don't think they can lose the locker room or anyone could request another coach at this point because these guys ain't proved nothing for that to happen. With every coach that come there that they don't like,
Right.
he's supposed to get out of there.
Right. Nah, it's not working like that. First off, y'all gonna be shipped out first. Let's just put that
Yeah.
right there. Y'all gonna be up out of here before the coach.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
'Cause, but yeah, going back to your title, I do think they're compatible. Their skill sets are compatible. Just that, I don't know, maybe a personal thing, maybe they're not getting along, or it's just the fault of the coaching staff because their skill sets are compatible.
I agree with that. I think there's compatibility there on the offensive end, 100%.
Right. Oh,
I see that.
Going back to an argument that you had earlier today. I wanted to chime in, but my mom was calling me. I had to see what that was about.
Okay. Hopefully, mom's is good.
Yeah, she's good.
Okay.
I can understand why some people were saying that they think that OG is a better player than Brunson because he's more versatile especially on the defensive end. But he's not a good post player. What he does is he has strength, this score in the post. Actually, the best post player is Jalen because he has the footwork inside the scoring.
Bingo.
It's just like just similar statements by Hakeem Olajuwon and Steve Nash. They both play soccer. And Hakeem said he take his footwork from soccer and bring it to the basketball court and use it in the paint, and that allows him to do moves and
big time
be deceptive. And Steve Nash said something very similar. But yeah, Jalen's world renowned for his footwork, so because he's not the fastest.
I think he got the best footwork in the game.
Definitely.
If you ask me. Yeah.
Definitely. He should give classes.
He will. He will.
Yeah, at some point he will. But yeah, like I said, the games are compatible. But just I don't know, and I said this before, I sound like a broken record. I don't know why they don't do the pick and roll, because their pick and roll will be deadly. Because when all else fails, everybody should be able to do a pick and roll. And you would think a team with a dominant point and a dominant five could do the pick and roll. And everybody eat off of that in case they trap the pick and roll. I mean, it's so simple. I don't know. Just throw my hands up in the air on it, man. I don't know.
I think it's a system thing, man. It's the five's role in the system. That is the problem. He didn't change it for Towns. In his system, this is what the five does. Trailer, dribble hands-offs, dive. Tell me when you seen in Mike Brown's system, centers popping. Was Sabonis popping out to the three-point line?
No.
Did you see that? Okay. Did you see that in Golden State?
Once in a blue, I've seen Green do it, but he's not very good at it, so it wasn't.
Right. No. Green. He don't got the skill set that Towns has to be that threat from the outside. Where now we gonna feature an offense where we got a popping big, pop in a certain area. They should run that and just pop it. I would pop it more because. Ooh, let me not that the back. I got an unfiltered thought I'm gonna do. I almost caught myself there. But I'm just gonna say I think that there's some value in the pick and pop in the pick and roll game.
Well, here's a question for you. I just wondering. If this is Golden State similar offense, I've never seen Jalen run routes the way Steph do.
Right. No. You don't see that.
But why not if it's their system? You understand what I'm saying?
Because you don't got a Draymond. I know Hart is supposed to be like that, but I don't think that you have the Hart is good. But Draymond like he literally is the point guard, or he was the point guard for them. He set up a lot of like Josh Hart gets assists, but is he a point guard with it?
Right.
I don't know.
Okay, something else to wonder, you know.
Something else to wonder. I
All
appreciate
right,
you
bro.
though, Rob.
Thanks very much. All right.
Big time salute. Hold on. My man Ty called back. Hold up. Got to get the call back. And I'm coming to you, Buddha.
Hello?
What's up, Ty? You want to clear
Hello?
up the super or something? What's up? Can you hear me?
No. Yeah, that wasn't the question. I just sent you another. No, the question, no, what I was asking was, should we pick him up? That's it. Go ahead and finish your
Oh,
call.
hell no. Hell no. Are you listening to me? His career is that he got to apologize for at least a year before he gets back in the NBA. It's not happening. Nah,
Okay.
He won't be in the league this year.
Okay. All right.
100%. All right, big time. Yeah, Ivy won't, but that's political stuff. It's like Malik Beasley, not guilty of nothing. You won't touch him with a 10-foot pole. I see you. I got you. Should you pick him up? I got you. I see the read message. All right, let me get my man Buddha on the line, because my man Buddha been waiting for a long time. Hopefully he's still there. If not, I'm still doing callbacks. Who else I met? Oh, Randu, I got you as well. Buddha.
Yo.
What's good, family?
What's good, man? How you doing, man?
Hey, man. Yo, we just talking about the Knicks tonight. What say you? Are Brunson and Towns compatible, not compatible? What do you think?
Obviously, man, and salute to the chat and everybody. I feel like they are compatible. I feel like the whole Knicks squad this year is compatible. We just got to remember KAT is. I feel like they said the window is now, but we got a 4-year window with KAT. This is year 2. They made it to the Eastern Conference Final in his year 1, so let's relax on that. What else? It was a young lady that said that the Knicks was small, and I don't know if she's a young lady, but I don't know. We got like 3 7-footers with Huck Porty, KAT, Mitch, Shohan is 6'8", OG is 6'7", Mikal is 6'6". I can't keep going on and on, but that's that part.
So really quickly, I'm gonna pause you, right? Two things I want to address really quickly. You said we got a 4-year window. I got a question for you. If the Knicks get bumped in the second round this year, next year we have to become a second apron team to keep everybody together. You gonna pay a $200 million in taxes to keep this team together next year with this 4-year window? If you was in charge?
That's a big if. That's a big if. I don't think it's gonna happen, but if that happened, man, that's tough, man. I mean, you can't just give up. You can't just give up, man. Like I said, man, they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals in his first year with the squad. Yes, it is a difference. I hate to bring up Tibbs. It is what it is. Just like people need to get over these 5 picks for Mikal, they need to get over Tibbs being gone. I didn't want him gone either. I didn't want him gone either, but I'm a Knicks supporter, but these Knicks crazy, negative fans sometimes, they was crying, they was begging for him to be gone. It is night and day with the playbook. You could say Tibbs, he had a better 2-minute offense, like when I guess when the game is getting down to like 2 minutes and this and that, like he has like a set offense. And that's the thing, but obviously you keep moving the ball is better. I'm looking at my notes, man. I wrote notes for this.
Okay, I like the notes, but hold on. So are you paying the $200 million, Nate? Because you said we got 4 years with this team. I don't think that's the case. I don't think they're gonna go into $200 million in taxes to keep this team together if they don't get it done. I don't think the window is 4 years.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I hear you, God. But if it's not the whole team, I'm just talking about like building it around KAT. Like KAT is the key, and I'm saying we have a 4-year window with him, and we're in year 2. And I don't care what nobody said. He is a difference maker, clearly. Even though they want to try to generalize him and stuff like that, but he's a difference maker. You can't deny it. It's just a different type of atmosphere. But he's showing that he's an MVP in my standards because he's willing to do whatever it takes for the team. And
And even if you run the offense through him, he's still gonna make the best play. It don't mean he gotta score it or gotta, what they say, dribble the air out the ball every time. But I had an
Hold
actual
on, another
question,
thing
man.
really quick, and I'm gonna let you ask your question. Another thing too, I want to give you. The reason why she said we small is because we only play small players. Mo Diawara, Jeremy Sohan, Ariel Hukporti, those guys don't play. Mitch is the only player over 6'5" off the bench that's in the rotation right now. So that's why she's saying we're small. Not that we don't got the guys, we do. They just not gonna play.
And it might sound crazy. I think they riding it to the playoffs. They stretching it out and just trying to get these guys to the playoffs. I feel
Okay.
like all the people you just named are gonna
They gonna
play
play?
heavy minutes, and man, they got to. If they
Okay.
don't, then I'm not gonna break my TV, but like they got to. But I do. Hey, I'm
I
dead
hear you.
ass. I'm dead ass. If they don't play though, man, I don't know what the fuck going on. I ain't mean to
Oh
curse,
God.
but real quick, I had to
Yeah.
ask you this back when you talk about the D League. I ain't even get a subject. You don't like the development league. What name would you prefer? That's what I wanted to ask, and I
It
forgot
just
to ask you.
sounds. It just like the G League is definitely better than the D League. It just sounds like a lower league dude. Like I don't know. It's just perception. There's nothing really
Okay.
wrong with it. But it's just how people just make stuff more complicated and more difficult than what it is. I mean, it's a great opportunity because a lot of players came through there. So, it's just perception. There's nothing wrong.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'll let that go then.
I can live with it.
I got one more thing. And I know the buzzer. I can't hear it, but I feel like nobody's complaining. Somebody said something about they're not gelling. I feel like the Knicks are gelling. I feel like they're gelling at the right time. And please, crazy Knicks supporters, hear me out. I feel like they speaking up because one, they're getting closer to the playoffs. And what did I write
10
down?
seconds.
They're trying to get it together, and that's a great sign. Nobody's acting like it doesn't exist. They're speaking it out, and that's a great sign. I feel like it's gonna come together, and I don't want to say too much, but if my boys made it to the Eastern Conference previous year, I think they're gonna do it again. It's just the
100%.
grit and the toughness to do it and get over the hump.
I think we got I think we got it, man. I mean, because Boston's coming with some guys you never heard of before: Luke Garza, Shireman, Gonzalez. These guys got no playoff experience. What do you think is going to happen in those big moments? They only got 5
They're
guys.
gonna freeze up. They're gonna freeze
They're
up.
gonna
I'm
be
gonna
like
quiet.
freezing up, pump faking. Yeah, I appreciate you though,
I'm gonna
Buddha.
be quiet though, but yeah, one blink at a time. One blink at a time, Knicks Nation.
No doubt. Let's go.
All right, later.
Big time. Yeah, yo, Boston got a bunch of dudes that ain't sniffed nothing. And they think they're going to come this year and do work in the postseason. Come on, dog. I can't wait. Yo, I swear to God, y'all, I can't wait for the playoffs. Oh, my God. Hold on, let me just see who I met. Oh, I got to get my man Randall. Hopefully, Randall, you still there. I see you in the queue. Number 9, I got you too, number 9. I see you, number 9. And who else? Moses? I got you too, Moses. All right. Uh-oh, Randu. What's good?
Hey, what's up?
Where we going tonight, man? What do you think about the compatibility? Towns, Brunson, what say you?
Okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't understand how Mike Brown can come into this Knicks team with his system, but your system revolves around the scoring being through 1 through 4. When he came to this team knowing that the number 2 guy is KAT, who is a multiple all-star, knowing you have to make him a very important part of the offense.
Right.
So
hey, I don't know.
Me, he don't really give a damn about the team how it's constructed. He just want to implement his system, but his system ain't what's best for this team.
Bingo. And I blame that on the collaboration because you knew the monster. What did you think? Oh yeah, we're gonna make KAT afford. No. That is the false premise. You think that you could make KAT into a 4 in this system. That's not KAT's game. He just does not fit inside of the system, so to speak.
Right.
Yep. What do you think about why aren't they, well, the system, but so yeah, scrap that. I was gonna say, all right, so let's switch big picture. Why do you see the big picture? Are you concerned with these games and results, or are you just thinking about, okay, let's just get to the postseason, focus, and with the eye on the prize, or are you harping on the 3 losses from Houston, OKC, okay, Charlotte? What do you think about the big picture?
All right, let me say this. I am hoping that when the playoffs hit, everything can click and the Knicks can win a title this year. Now,
Okay.
would I bet money on it? No.
No. I hear that.
But I'm hoping.
I hear that. I think we're gonna be all right. I think we have too much experience at a high level for us to not succeed. There's too many unproven teams in the Eastern Conference, and you got to get your lumps in. That's just the way it works. Like somebody pointed out, oh, the Oklahoma City Thunder with Durant and Harden. Did they win?
Nope.
Yeah, exactly. So I go by history, and the greats, they tell the story for the future to be able to see what happened in the past as a guideline, and you don't skip steps. And that's what a lot of these people are trying to do with Detroit and San Antonio in particular.
Let me tell you
10
something.
seconds.
They are Detroit and San Antonio are good teams, but especially with San Antonio, they are definitely not battle tested in the playoffs.
Bingo.
Against a healthy Thunder team, nah.
Bingo. Thank you. I appreciate you, Randall. Great call.
Anytime, man. Salute.
Big time. Uh-oh, somebody was triggered. Hey, by the way, if you're your first time here, we do have an option. It's the $5 callback. So if you are triggered after your call, you could definitely call in by sending in the super. First of all, I do want to give a big time salute to my man Khalil. Thank you for the cash apps and the callback cash app. But listen, before I get my man Khalil back on the line so he could cook, you already know Khalil gonna come with the crazy questions. And I'm pretty sure that the trigger was for me. Because a lot of times you guys are triggered because of what I say. And that's cool. But smash the goddamn like button. All right? If you didn't hit the like button, smash the like button. There's no better time than now. Big time salute to L Biggie. I see you. Von Allen. Okay. Randall. All right. Okay, I'm Nation in the building, in the chat. Smash that like button if you didn't smash that like button. I'm about to get my man Khalil. He is triggered. He says he has some more things that he wants to say. All right. And I'm back to the call log. I see my man Joe. I got Randall. Moses. I got you, Moses. And number 9. Number 9, I got you. All right. Stay tight. Sit tight. All right. Smash that like button. Very important to the algorithm. Let me get my brother Khalil back on the line. He said he has something to say. All right. He has something to say. Hopefully he can answer. Uh-oh. No clock. Khalil, where we going?
Oh, nah. Oh, I gave you on 5 for Sean for Brooklyn.
Oh, you want Sean?
Yeah. I put that on the.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. Let me get my man Sean up here. Khalil, all right, my bad.
It's cool.
I'm not reading. Yeah. Oh, I does say that. You know what I did? I saw trigger, and I just thought to call you back. My fault. I got to read. That's my bad. No, I'm getting them on the line right now. I appreciate that.
Likewise, man. All right.
No doubt. It's my man Khalil. So he was triggered for my man Sean. He wanted to get Sean in the building. So let's see. Hopefully Sean will answer back.
Welcome.
I'm calling. Uh-oh. Sean, if you are listening, we got a call back. Now, Khalil, if I don't get him on the line, we will save it for another day. By the way, look, That is the rules of the platform. So the callback rule, you can donate a callback to somebody else. So Sean, if you're listening, call back. If you in the chat, call back. All right. My man want to get you back on the line. If not, I will write it down and we'll get Sean back in the building in the future. Okay. Just to let you guys know how it goes. I don't know why I went to research mode. What's that? I spoke to Randu, spoke to Buddha. Number 9. Let me get number 9 on the line. And then I'm coming to my man Moses. I got to balance out the New York energy with this number 9 guy. Uh-oh.
Yep.
No, number 9, where we going, man? Come on, dog.
What's going on? What's going on? So, congratulations on y'all new Knicks member added to the Hall of Fame with Amari Stoudemire.
Salute to the brother.
It's been a lot of Hall of Fame talk, especially with Patrick Beverley saying Damian Lillard isn't a Hall of Famer, which is ridiculous.
Very ridiculous.
Because he's a top 75 player.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'll be looking a lot into players that get into the Hall of Fame, like NBA greats and stuff like that. And what I noticed is the NBA only has 240 something members in the Hall of Fame, players that play in the NBA. So if the NBA is 80 years old and they got 242, that's about 3 players every year that's getting inducted.
Right.
That's a small amount considering the league has almost 5,000 players that are circulated through the NBA.
That's a fact. Yep.
So
your point. Let's go.
So people get mad about players that get inducted. For one, you can't take a jacket away once you get it. Once that player has earned it, that they have it. That is permanent. So it ain't no, oh, he shouldn't be or he should be. Once you win a championship, it's stamped. It ain't no taking away, no matter how you got it.
Can't take it away. You're right. You're right.
Right. So people need to stop just automatically thinking of the Michael Jordans, the Kobe Bryants, the LeBron James as Hall of Fame. That don't mean they're on the same level as the Chris Webbers, the Tim Hardaways, the Mark Prices and things like that, like other players. There's different levels of players in the Hall of Fame, but just because everybody got the same announcement of being a Hall of Famer don't make them on the same level. And I think that's where people get triggered at.
So are you saying people don't think Stat should be up in there? Because I know you mentioned them.
Yeah, they did a whole show. That Carton dude, the white bald head dude that come up on ESPN, he was
I don't listen to him.
Right. He was really dissing Amari Stoudemire, saying, "Oh, he shouldn't be." You know, of course you're gonna get your haters or whatever, but when you look at, they never hold the standards for the players. Calvin Murphy got in the Hall of Fame with 1 All-Star. That man has 1 All-Star appearance. Now, granted, he has a great college career, but most NBA players do. That's how you get to the league.
That's how you get to the league. Yep. Yeah. Anybody talking bad about Stat, they bugging. Stat definitely deserves to be in there. But yeah, I'll let you the final point out. Go ahead.
Yes, which means that it's always been that way. So they're trying to make it like it's some new thing, like the Hall of Fame is watered down. No, it ain't new. It's always been the same standard. You just paying attention now with other players.
Bingo. Yeah, and Stat definitely deserves to be in there. He was incredible for the time that he played. Multiple All-Star, All-NBA first team. He got to be in there, 100%.
Right. That's all I had.
Thank you, number 9. I thought you were saying Stat wasn't going to be. That's why John said, "Yo, what you trying to say about Stat?" I'm about to get on my New York stuff, but you did good. You did good. You did good. Big time salute.
Yeah, 100.
All right. It's my man, number 9. See, I get the other guys. They call up in here. They talking basketball. By the way, Sean did call back. Hold up. Let me see if my man Sean. Hopefully he answers. Calling you back, Sean. I see you. Uh-oh, Sean, back in the building.
Yo, Karan.
What's going on? My man Khalil said he wanted to hear you cook. He said you was cooking. So he wanted to give you more time.
That's how it works. I appreciate that. Well, cause man, let's get back to
the important question of the night. Then
Okay.
compatibility.
Right.
I was listening to the last caller. The last caller was talking about more of Mike Brown in the offense. And so
Right.
to be honest, we got to go all the way upstairs and put that on the front desk of Leon
Thank you.
Rose.
Thank you. Salute to that.
When Mike Brown came in that offense and Leon Rose asked him, "How can you make this team better than what it was last year?" Mike Brown, I don't know what he said, but he must have said some fool's gold because because for some reason this offense has taken a step back from last year. And I'm not keep trying to bring up my guy. I'm not trying to keep bringing him up. But Tibbs, from a defensive-minded coach, to have an offense that was nearly good, and I'm not saying stat-wise, and I know you probably got the stats. I'm not saying
Right.
stat-wise, but from being good and all the way making it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year to now, it's making me think like he didn't really have a plan for Cat because
So
he was
can I help
saying,
you? Can I help you out? I want to shape your point, make it even sharper.
okay, go
I
ahead,
would
go ahead.
say he got more out of the starting lineup offensively. If
Okay,
you
yeah.
change it to that now, because they're gonna hit you with the ratings and stuff like that. But if you shift it to the starting lineup, they got no rebuttal for that. But go ahead.
Now you're right. If you talk about the starting lineup wise, you're right because offensive wise, what we're like fifth, third
We
in
third right
offensive
now.
rating.
Right. Yep. Yep.
Right. So offensive wise, you're right. But as you see from you always say eye test. As a casual fan or a true basketball fan watching the game, you can see the offense is stuttered at times, and the players look like they don't really know
Yep.
what play to run or how to run the play or even to run the play to the best of their ability. Last year, it was more, yeah, let's get Brunson the ball and we play out on him. But at least the players knew when to be like, all right, when Jalen Brunson ain't got it, let me go ahead and do what I need to do or make a bucket because I
Right.
can get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's where I get confused at. Also, Mike Brown and his offense, he was saying more like he was getting Jalen Brunson open more like a Steph Curry. I haven't seen that yet. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe somebody needs to show me
It
something.
happened a little bit earlier. He was getting some catch and shoots, but recently, it doesn't look like it, you know. But earlier there was some moments, but yeah, I don't know. I gotta look at the numbers, but yeah, I don't know.
Right. So that's where everything boils down to. Like I said on my last call, this team got too much talent not to make it to the finals. Everybody on this team can go for 25, 30. I'm talking about
That's
every
right.
single player in the starting five. We done seen
That's
Josh Hart
facts.
do it. We done seen Mikhail do it. We done seen OG do it, and et cetera, et cetera. The thing is, we need to lock down on defense. We need to get some consistency on defense. For some
Yep.
reason, we need to. If we have to go back and play that Tom Thibodeau defense, that's what we need to do. Stop with the egos. We're trying to win a championship here, guys. We
Bingo.
not with the bull crap. That's why I said these guys need to go out to dinner and figure out what the hell they need to get. We need to squash and,
Yep.
and figure out what the big picture is. Because at the end of the day, the window is now. Now,
100%.
the other thing, I was a little thrown off by one caller. He said we need to mix the team around Cat. We got 4 years with him.
Right.
I was a little shaky on that. I was feeling what he was saying, but I was a little shaky on that. And the reason why I say that is because Jalen Brunson is our star player. In all due respect, Cat is a great player.
Right.
Jalen Brunson is the one. Jalen Brunson is the team. We're
Right.
not
He's
about to
Neo.
pay Cat. Exactly. We're not about to pay Cat no 260 million. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I would rather put that in somewhere else and build around that.
He would have to get the Finals MVP to get that.
Exactly. So
yeah, he got to get that Finals MVP, not MVP, not Eastern Conference MVP. No, Finals MVP.
Okay, so Finals MVP. So we can't do that. What I need for this team to do is, like I said, get back to the basketball we used to play in, and that's that knit and gritty, that New York style. Bring your lunch pail and bring your hard hat. We come in to
Yep.
fight every single night and every single minute of the game. That is
Bingo.
what we are, and that is what we can play. Once that playoff starts, ISO ball is what we live by. We can play
That's
that
true.
game. You want to play jail ball? We can play jail ball. We can play it. We are
If
New
we on our A
Yorkers.
game, I think we got the best half court offense in
Thank
basketball.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Half
Thank
court
you.
offense. Yep.
A half court offense. We are New Yorkers. I need the Knicks fans to put on their big boy pants and get the focus. We are here, and we are here right now. The team can win. We just need to
Yep.
get it together. Mike Brown
Bingo.
might not be the answer, but we can win. Even if he ain't making the plays right, we are too good of a team that we can go out there and freestyle a little bit. Now, I'm not saying the whole game now, but maybe just a little bit until Mike Brown can get his head out his ass and figure out how he can really put Jalen Brunson and KAT in the best positions to be the greatest players they can be. Thank you for the call back. Hey,
No
appreciate that,
doubt.
Khalil. Hey,
Yes, sir.
I'm here all 82 and all 16 games of the playoffs.
Bingo. I ride it with you, Sean. Great callback, man.
Yes, sir.
Big time.
Yes, sir. Big time.
All right. So salute to Sean and salute to my man Khalil for donating the callback. That's the way it works, man. You could always get if you like somebody on the line, send in a donation with their name. I'ma read because so I didn't read the last time, but I'm gonna make sure it's not for that person. And continue to smash that like. But I got a couple of more calls for sure. I got to get in the building. I see my man Joe. I'm gonna try Moses right now. Hopefully Moses is still available to get in the building. But continue to smash that like button. It's very important to the algorithm. We are cooking with grease, okay? And we got a lot going on tonight. All right. Get my man Moses in the building. Hopefully he could answer. If not, I'm gonna keep it pushing. Moses, are you there? Moses.
Yo.
Hey, what's going on?
Let's go. Stupid question. Whatever happened to Jeremy Sohan?
I don't know. You gotta ask Leon Rose. Yeah, that guy. The guy who signed him.
He got traded or?
Right now, he's next to the cheerleaders, giving them instructions on the bench. Not sure if that was supposed to be his role, but yeah.
I don't know, because if he could be productive, he would have been a good help, especially for his height, you know?
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I do not know. And another thing is, bro, we got too many guards on the floor, man. We need to, again, that's gonna make teams kill us, man. Like,
so who you sitting down? Who you playing? Who you sitting down?
Well, we have how many small forwards? At least small forwards we have on the team.
We don't really got any. You got all three of them start. Hart, Bridges, and OG. They all start.
I think Bridges should come off the bench.
I don't know. Who you starting though?
That's a tough one.
So you might as well keep him in the starting line. If you ain't got the answer, just keep the brother in the starting line. The same. If you ain't got an answer,
bro, we not scared. Bro, to be honest, I want to see. Y'all hope the Cavs gets eliminated from the second round, dogs.
Why?
We won't have to face them in the Eastern Conference because they can be scary.
So you spooky in the woods right now? You in the woods? Yeah, you in the woods, brother. I don't know about that. I ain't scared of nobody. You gotta see whoever's there.
But like I said, man, Detroit, y'all beat us in the regular season, man. But that don't mean nothing because you better pray we don't run you don't run into us in the in the postseason.
We not gonna run into them.
No. If we run into them in the third round, we gonna beat them.
We not gonna see. They're not gonna be there. Listen to me. They're not gonna be there. I'm kidding. They're not gonna be. Listen, man. You can't skip steps in the NBA, bro.
10 seconds.
But I do appreciate you, Moses.
Quick question: who you rather face in the first round, Toronto, Sixers, or the Hawks?
Man, as I see it, they all New York Knicks food, and I mean that sincerely. And I'll debate anybody from one of those teams. You go get me a Toronto guy. Go get me a Philly guy. Who's the other team? Atlanta. Go get me an Atlanta guy. I want their heads on the platter. We can set up a date. I put them in the war room and we get it in. I think they all Knicks food. I don't give a damn.
I hope we sweep them so we could get a rest for the second round.
I don't know if we're going to sweep them. We definitely going to beat them, but I appreciate you, Moses.
Yeah.
All right. Big time salute. I got to get my man Joe up in here. And Cleo, no clock Cleo. Uh-oh. I see you, no clock. Give me 2 seconds, Cleo. I'm going to get to you. 646-995-8389. Joe, what's going on? Smoking Joe from the AC in the place to be. Where we going?
Hey, how we doing, man?
Hey, we cooking with hot grease. What say you? Where you want to go? Compatibility issues? Or do we have issues? Or what say you? Big picture, where we going?
I mean, compatibility issues with the team. I'm hearing a lot about that right now. I could see a little bit where there could be some, like, you know, not beef, but just like a little bit of confusion, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's anything that teams have, you know, stuff that teams have been through before.
Right.
I don't think it's anything that's worth like shattering the team. That's where I feel like people are coming from, though, right now when I'm hearing about this. But
yeah,
you know, at the end of the day, like, this is Jalen Brunson's team. He's got to be the leader, and, like, you know, you got to look out for his other guys, and, you know, make sure people are eating, you know?
Right. 100%.
So, yeah, man, I mean, I don't know. I could see it a little bit when they're playing, and I saw KAT kind of getting upset this last game that we lost, you know?
So Houston?
Yeah, I saw it was after he hit a shot after, and then the quarter ended, and he just got off the court. He was all upset.
Yeah.
And I feel like that is just from him not getting his touches, you know?
Yeah, and that or losing. Do you play ball or have you played ball?
I used to when I was younger.
Did you used to get upset when you lose?
Yeah.
Start arguing with your friends?
Yeah. But not blaming anybody. Yeah. It's, you know.
No, some people gonna blame. That's what they do. It's your fault. You should have did this.
Yeah. It's probably just, you know, it's probably a case of that, you know?
Yeah.
But in the playoffs, I think there's more of a cohesion because everybody's locked in, and nobody's doing that to each other in the playoffs, you know?
Right.
Nobody's getting on each other's back, and like where they're all focused. That's why I say the playoffs are different than regular season. Regular season time to get all this stuff out, you know?
Bingo. Get the bum juice out. That's what I like to call it.
I didn't see OG getting on. Like, I've seen OG getting on the team before in the regular season last year, but he didn't. He did it a little in the playoffs last year, in the Pacers series, but that's when it was warranted. He's like, "Oh, guys, what are we doing? We were up 20 points, and like these guys are coming back." And then Nesmith hit like 7 threes in a row. You know?
Oh my God, still got nightmares from that.
But hey, man,
goddamn Nesmith.
You know, I've been calling in a lot of shows. I've been watching this team for a long time, and you know, I definitely think that when it comes to this team, I'm definitely 10 toes down. You know what I'm saying?
100%, Joe. I know you the optimistic Knicks fan, man.
Yeah, man.
Level-headed too.
But on that last call, you know, when I said that I think the Knicks can win a championship, I didn't hesitate. You know? So
No, that wasn't the question though. The question was, are we the favorites to win the championship right now? The favorites. That was the question. No, we could. I think we all believe we got a shot.
Yeah.
I don't think that's in question, but I'm talking about favorites. See, that's why
I'm just confused about what you mean by that, because like
favorites means Oklahoma City is the favorite right now. They are the betting
they
favorite.
won last year, you know.
Right. So in your mind, do you think that we are the favorite, or is there some trepidation there?
I don't know, man. It's a long path to get there. I'm never gonna jump the gun. You know, I want to see what we're doing.
Okay, if you was an Oklahoma City fan, would you feel like the Oklahoma City Thunder are the favorites?
If we just won a championship, and I don't know, man. Sometimes it's about the ride and getting there. You know.
Okay, I got you. All right. You just see it differently. Got it.
Yeah, because we haven't been there yet. I mean, it's hard to say, oh, a championship team can do this, championship team does this, but we haven't seen it yet.
Nope, we definitely haven't. Big time salute, Joe. I got you, man. I'm riding with you.
Championship team, man. I think a championship team, it's gonna look crazy. It can look like 20 different ways. I don't think there's one cookie cutter way to looking at a championship team.
No,
so,
not at all.
But hey,
not at all. And we could win the championship too, by the way, Joe. I don't want you to think that I don't think that. Big time salute.
Yeah, man. All right, salute.
All right. Yeah, no, we definitely could win the championship. I just wouldn't pick us as a favorite. I would be looking at those other teams like, yeah, Oklahoma City's the favorite. I could see them losing because anyone could lose. That wouldn't be the biggest surprise in the world. But at the end of the day, this is why I'm saying changes will be made. What's good, Mike? Harlem in the building. Where we going?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, man. Just talking Knicks late night, Knicks nocturnal. Where we going? Compatibility issues or no?
I got two questions. What are your thoughts on the characteristics of this Knicks team? Do you think they had the capability to go into the finals?
Okay, one thing, turn down the background. That's one. Turn down the background. And then you said the characteristics of this team, could they get to the finals?
Yes.
Yeah. Hell yeah, they could get to the finals. I think that they have the most experience in the East for sure. And I think that will be strong enough to put us in that position.
Because they make me nervous sometimes.
No, yeah, definitely. But remember, there's no correlation between the regular season and the postseason success.
Right.
So that's why you can't get too low and too high. Just because we beat Boston 3-1 doesn't mean we're going to beat them in the playoffs.
Right.
So that's why you got to stay level-headed. It's about positioning to get that seed. That's why the regular season is important. You want to get that seed to get that certain position so that way you could have home court advantage.
So what you think is the team in the East that they have to worry about the most in the playoffs if they meet up?
I think the team that's the biggest threat outside of us to anybody is the Boston Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though they lost their team, they still got their two best players and the other 3 role players that all won championships. So they got a 5-man lineup or 5 guys that have that level of experience that know what it's like to get to that mountaintop where the other teams don't got it.
Right. Because I think they was the biggest surprise of the NBA this year, the Celtics.
Of course.
Where everything
100%.
that they lost and everything, and Tatum mixing almost a whole season, and that the position that they in is something else.
Yep. We should have aimed for the head. That's what it was. The whole Thanos line. When we beat them, we didn't aim for the head.
Right.
They wind up living, So.
Okay. My last question is, if Tibbs would have had the same bench that the Knicks got now, how you think they would have did?
The only reason why I don't like the Tibbs example is because he didn't like none of the players. So am I able to keep that example there that he still got beef with the players? I think it falls apart. I think you had to fire him. They didn't want to play for him. So it's not about coaching ability for me. It's never been about that. I think they're the same level. They got different styles. Like Tibbs does it this way, he does it that way. But when you look at their accomplishments, okay, Mike Brown went to the finals. Tibbs has more wins. I mean, they're on the same level to me. Mike Brown, one of the fastest coaches to get 500 wins. I mean, I don't know. I don't think the coaching changes in terms of ability, but the dynamics of the team with Tibbs, I think that's why he had to get the hell up out of there. And I don't think it could be better because they didn't like him. Half the team didn't like him.
Do you think that Mike Brown accomplished this based on the culture that Tibbs built?
Of course.
Okay.
100%.
Right.
It's like Steve Kerr and Mark Jackson. Same kind of concept. Steve Kerr didn't build them from the ground.
Right.
They were already at a high level, and he just took them a little higher.
Right. I got you.
I hope Mike Brown could do the same. That's what I'm hoping.
Right. Okay. All right, man. Thanks a lot, man.
No doubt, Mike. I appreciate you.
All right.
All right. That's my man, Mike James, out of Harlem. Hold on. Let me, we got to continue getting the likes up, man. Come on, man. We cooking with hot grease. I didn't even really give y'all my answer yet. If y'all in the chat, y'all got to smash the like button. All right? It's very, very important. We make sure I'm on top of all the supers and the cash apps, all right? Big time salute to everybody in the building, man. I do appreciate you for rocking with me late night, you know, talking Knicks. I got to get No Clock Cleo on the line, okay? No Clock Cleo on the line. And I'm gonna go over why I even brought this topic up in a second. Uh-oh. Cleo. What's going on?
Hi, I'm up with the owls.
Uh-oh. I hope I'm not keeping you up too late, because don't hang out with me, Cleo. I'm a vampire. You get in trouble.
You silly. I was actually up doing homework, so
okay.
Yeah, so I'm always up anyway.
Okay. So where we going with this topic tonight? We got compatibility. Do we have compatibility issues?
I don't think it's that. I think those the dynamic duo, I think they're okay. I think the issue I have is, I know like earlier, you know, the last show that you did, or the podcast that you did, you talked about what's his name? Bronson passing the ball to Cat.
Oh, the dribble. Yeah.
25% of the time.
Yes.
So, okay. So I had a question about that. Like, okay, 25% of the time. So what about the 75%? Is that
he's passing it to other people?
Okay.
That's OG, Bridget, everybody, the field.
Yeah, because when I was like looking that up on the internet, it said that the majority of the time he's passing it to his Villanova buddies. Do you agree with that?
That could be true for the season. Remember, this was post All-Star break.
Okay.
So there was a tweak in the game plan where he was like, and you seen it for Brunson. His assist percentage went up, his assists went up. He was looking to get Cat more involved. Even the two-man game, I see it. They don't run in a pick and roll, but they do a lot of handoffs and things of that nature. Or more, I'm not gonna say a lot. They do more handoffs than they did earlier. So I'm hoping that this will continue to blossom into the postseason, and then bam, now you know it. They got 20-point games. You know, in that Detroit Pistons series, 5 games of the 6, they had 20 points together.
Okay.
And that's a recipe for disaster for these other teams. If Brunson and Towns can get together like that, oh boy, they're gonna be in for a long night.
Yeah, and I think I have a problem with Leon Rose.
Oh, let's go. I love it. Let's go.
Because I feel like everybody's, you know, expectations are high with this team. You know, like, oh, we gotta win a championship. It's gotta be now. Like, really?
Gotta be now.
Why does it have to be now? Because Leon Rose put it out there.
Bingo. Thank you, Cleo. He said it. That's why he's on my hot seat, my personal hot seat, not Dolan's.
Yes. Because I feel like if he didn't put it out there, we wouldn't be talking this way. We wouldn't be thinking this way. Like, oh, they don't want to.
Well, Cleo, one thing I'm gonna say, I would have had y'all thinking that way, because all I would have did, I would have went to 2027. I would have showed y'all the money and the second apron. Oh yeah, there is a lot of pressure to win, because are you prepared, Cleo, to spend $200 million in penalties next season to keep this same team together?
God.
See, Now, and remember, this is not your money. You got a boss that you got to answer to. So there's a little bit of pressure here. That's why I think also, Cleo, I hear you. And what you're saying, it should be that way. Like, you shouldn't rush it. It should take time. But unfortunately, the job that we're in, they took too long to fire Tibbs. That's the honest truth. That's another mistake that
in the process when you should trust it, like
bingo. You would have had another year or two to do what you said. Now think about it. Had they would have fired Tibbs last season, right? And had Brown in here the season or whoever, the season before, they would have had 2 years now to work. Okay, but unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Now, do you trust Mike Brown? That's another issue I have. I really don't have a. I'm a, like I said, I'm a Knicks fan all the way, but I just don't believe in this coach. And the only reason why is because he's never won a championship.
No, he hasn't. You know what I don't trust about him, Cleo? I don't trust the lineups.
Oh, that's true.
The lineups, Cleo, it worries me.
Yeah.
You go out there against Detroit with a small lineup, what you think could happen?
You're right. I agree. I feel like he did play with LeBron and all the Kobe's and all that other stuff. But he didn't win no championship with those guys.
He definitely didn't.
So I'm rooting for him, of course, because we hired him. But I felt like we should have got somebody else, honestly speaking.
I think, Cleo, you know why they hired him?
Why?
On top of the collaboration part, I think that he proved to them that the pressure doesn't bother him somehow. Because that was a big deal too. He's like, nobody puts more pressure on me than me. So I think that stands out in the interview.
Yeah, I understand that. It is a lot of pressure playing for New York. I definitely understand that. But,
right. Because think about it, Cleo, what if you would have got Johnny Bryant, the guy who was the assistant, right? And you put him in this hostile environment where he has to win the championship now. What do you think is going to happen? More than likely, he's going to break.
Yeah. But why couldn't we get Patrick Ewing or Mark Jackson or somebody like that? Like, why couldn't we get one of them?
Two different reasons. I'm just going to say with Ewing, I love Ewing. I don't want to seem like I'm disrespecting the legend. But he hasn't had no... If you're going to talk about Mike Brown's resume, yeah, just look at Ewing's resume. And then... hold up. I got to listen. I'm sorry, Ewing. Hold on. Ewing, I love you, man. Listen, I don't... On this channel, Ewing, if you happen to see this, I don't do shows bashing players. But I have to keep it real, dog. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cleo. I'm always going to keep it real. And my brother Mark Jackson, he kind of was blacklisted a little bit, even though the Knicks did give him the interview. The Knicks were the first ones to give him the interview after he kind of was blacklisted from the league. And, it's a lot of politics in the league. And it's the same thing I was talking about with Jaden Ivey earlier. There's certain things you just can't do on your job, whether you're right or you're wrong. You have a job and you can't bring certain elements. So Mark Jackson would have been perfect for New York, but unfortunately the politics get in the way.
Damn.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's messed up. Because I know I was definitely rooting for him.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Me too.
Mike Brown, I don't know. Like I'm gonna let go my biases on him. And
right. Save it for the playoffs. It's all right. We'll be here. Save it for the playoffs. If he drops the ball, we're going to let him have it.
Yeah.
Right.
Leon Rose, too.
Oh, yeah. The collaboration. There's two of them together. Remember the collaboration. They collaborate.
Thank you. But I think as Knicks fans, we are putting too much pressure on it. But I understand where you're coming from as far as the money. So,
yeah, that's the business side.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I wanted to talk about. That's it.
Big time, Cleo. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you. And of course, members only Sundays that, it's going to be lit. We're going to take calls this Sunday too.
Oh, good. Yes, thank you. Yes, have a good one.
Big time. All right, salute. That's Cleo. See, the woman who who are part of OKF Nation. I'm telling you, they know the game. They know the game. I'm telling you. Let me see if my man Mark is still available. Smash that like button if you hadn't smashed it already. This is Knicks Nocturnal, the late night show. Talking Knicks.
What's up?
Uh-oh. Mark, what's going on, family?
Hey, you see the OKC result today? Let's go.
I seen it was a big blowout. I didn't see the final. What was the final score?
They beat them like by 40 or something.
Yeah, total destruction.
That's what championship teams do, though, right? And the Lakers not a bad team. They're a decent team.
Yeah, they're a good team.
If the Knicks were playing like that right now, we'd have a lot more confidence that they go into the playoffs and make some real noise. But right now, they don't look like that team at all, do they?
Well, right now, I mean, the postseason, the regular season success doesn't guarantee the postseason success. So
No, it
Oklahoma
doesn't.
City could do that and still get
Yeah.
bumped in the second round, for the record.
It's
So we
true.
don't want to lose, you know.
It's true, but you'd like to see the Knicks looking cohesive, like a real, like a team that's firing on all cylinders going into the playoffs.
It makes you
because-
feel better.
Yeah, it makes you feel better.
Right. No, I agree with that.
But it's, one of the things is like the defense, right? The defense is still way too inconsistent to beat good teams on a regular basis. They're good. They're focused, and they're not. Then they're all over the place. They're giving up 3 points left and right. That's what you need to get locked in more than anything right now is the defense, and you got to blame the coach for that not being the case right now. At least partly, it's got to be a good portion on the coach for the defense not being locked in yet.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I listen. I'm gonna tell you like this, Mark. The defense is gonna be better. Just watch. Trust me. The defense is gonna be their lineup. To all the channel members, y'all know where I'm going. The lineups are changing. I'm just gonna say it like that, and you're gonna see better defense. I think the lineups have a big time effect on the defense period, but the 3-point defense especially. I think we'll be fine, and the bigger picture though is Mark. If you look at the 3 losses we had, okay, they'll definitely, eyesores, but we still 8 of our last 11. We got a chance to beat Chicago. The last 4 teams, even though they are good teams, we pretty much beat all of them in the regular season. We dominated Toronto 4-0. Charlotte, we already beat them twice before they got their confidence. And Boston, we beat them twice. And it should have been 3-0, to be honest, but that's a whole nother topic.
Well,
So
then in that last week, they better beat those teams, right? Because it doesn't mean they can't beat them in the playoffs if they don't still. But it's time to look like a good team, right? It's that time again. So you can't just beat Memphis and Chicago and these other teams and lose to all the good teams. You got to play better against them. And that last week, beat those teams. Give themselves confidence. Give us confidence that you can do it in the playoffs. So
here's where the confidence for me comes in. We got a plus 500. I can't tell you off the top of the head, but against 500 and above teams at home. So 3 of these games are at home. We play better at home against the good teams. On the road, we're terrible. I could tell you that number. We're 7-18 against 500 and above teams on the road this year. So you factor that in, we could easily win the next 4 out of 5 games, and I wouldn't be surprised. And then that would be great heading into the postseason from an optic standpoint.
It would, but you also in the playoffs then, if we're going to be the 3 seed, and if we face Boston, and if we face Detroit, I know you don't think we're going to face them, but if we face Detroit, and if we face OKC, we're going to be on the road a bunch. So we better start turning that. We better start turning that around too if we're going to actually win.
I think we could because that's regular season stats. We'll see how it looks in the postseason, but we've done it last year. And to be honest, when we talk about Boston, Luke Garza, Gonzalez, Shireman, these guys have no playoff experience. These are the guys, Cater, these are the guys they're going to be relying on in the postseason.
Yeah. Yeah,
A
I
lot of
guess.
first-time guys.
Yeah, yeah. Mike Brown has a lot of experience, so hopefully that will help. But we need to see more out of him. We need to see the offense looking good. We need to see Brunson-KAT being the first two options on offense, and OG, then Bridges. But we need to see those guys, and we need to see. Yeah, everybody's talking about KAT. KAT, right?
10
Get,
seconds.
give him the ball more. I'm all for that. All the comments about that, I totally agree. He's got to get the ball more. Just feed it to him, feed it to him, feed it to him. Knicks will do better.
Thank you, Mark. Great call.
No problem.
Big time. I like the way Mark came out. He keeping the pressure on the Knicks, and you know what? I think we need the pressure. But hold up, somebody is triggered. Let me just make sure it's for him. I learned my lesson. Make sure it's for him. By the way, continue smashing that like button if you're watching. All right, this is the late night Knicks Nocturnal. Okay, we still cooking with hot grease. I'm gonna get my man Ty back on the line. He says he has something to say. All right, so let me get this brother back on the line. And hopefully I could tell you guys about my issues. Or no, not my issues, my thoughts about the compatibility. See if he answers. See, Ty is good because he on the West Coast, so this is early for him. What's good, Ty?
Yo, what's up, fam?
Hey,
Yo,
man, we chilling, man.
I
Where
know.
we going? You said you were triggered. Where we going? My hands are up in the bank, man. You know the routine.
Yeah,
Where we going?
Listen, man. We so used to mediocrity, man. It's like, and I know she know her sports and all of that. I forget the young lady name.
Cleo.
And, Cleo, yeah. But it's like we tired of waiting. Leon Rose.
Right, no, there's no way.
Y'all want to put Leon Rose on the hot seat? Not me.
He's on my hot seat.
Nah, he was on my hot seat earlier, bro. But the reason why I'm not putting him on the hot seat, when I look back, before Leon Rose came to us, fam, we're not really paying attention to it. And I think it's the expectation of it all. That's why I said when she was like, "Oh, we need to wait." No, the time is now. We saw what Brunson did when he was in Dallas when he took over for Luka, right? We saw that. So it's like Leon, even though we know like Rick had a lot to do with the whole, I can't stand Rick Brunson anyway. But anyway, it's Leon did a phenomenal job. You're gonna tell me that you go get Brunson. Brunson is this all-star, perennial all-star player now, second team, first team player. You go get KAT, first team, second, like perennial all-star. You put these guys together. You go get Anunoby. You go swing for the fence and grab Mikal Bridges. You tried to get back. You didn't want to let DiVincenzo go, but you had to let him go. You wanted to try to get him back. That didn't work. And then you go get Landry Shaman, something similar to DiVincenzo. Leon Rose did a phenomenal job. You can't ask somebody to go grocery shopping and do not allow them to cook the food, man. At the end of the day, he went and got the pieces that we assumed we need for the East, which was to compete against Boston to get to the finals on the Eastern side. Now, I don't see where he can't make Mike Brown coach. All he can do is interview him. And if you say the right thing in the interview, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get the job. He got the job. He got the job. He know how to talk. He got charisma. He knows how to talk. He got the whole nonchalant confidence thing because he's been there and done that. But he hasn't done shit. He hasn't done shit.
So hold on. If we fire Mike Brown, you don't think that's a demerit on Leon Rose?
No, because see, Mike Brown is decorated though. He been to the finals. He played. He coached LeBron. He coached Steph. No, you don't know. Leon Rose did the right thing. He like, look, this dude don't have some of the greatest players, arguably players who have changed the game. From Steph Curry having to really guard people for 94 feet because he can shoot from the logo, and LeBron James, who just was Dominic Wilkins and Magic Johnson put together. Something never seen before. And there's a coach who has coached both of those players, transcending players, really since MJ. And so now you say to yourself, no, let's go get Mike. Yeah, I don't believe Mike was the top coach, but I know he was on their radar. Like, okay, if all else fails, we go get Mike. New York, they're gonna be. We was all okay with getting Mike because we looking at his resume.
Right.
But what Mike did was when he failed us, and see, we waiting for the second season, and I call the second season the playoffs. We're waiting for the second season.
Yep.
The second season start around. Mike Brown better have some new wrinkles. He better have a different. This better be possum basketball right now.
Possible.
It better be possum basketball right now, fam. Because
Okay.
at the end of the day, New York, we're tired. We need a chip. We need something on Broadway. We need Madison Square Garden to stand up, fam. It's time for us. And
I
I'm
feel
gonna
you.
be honest with you. I heard you say the other day that you don't think we'll be OKC in the finals. We would. Because guess what? It slows down in the playoffs. And you said it yourself, we're the best half-court team in the league.
But yep, when we focus. But you know why though? I'm saying it's two reasons why.
Go ahead.
Remember, I'm a history guy. So the fact of the matter is, no team that has double-digit differential in NBA history, okay, not 1 or 2 year except there is no exception to this rule. No team with double-digit differential, the Oklahoma City team, Thunder are the only team that has lost to a team in the finals with single-digit differential. It's never happened.
Okay,
I don't like that for us.
No. I do, because you said history's on our side, right? Now I'm gonna give you one.
No, on their side.
Huh?
Not outside.
Right. But I'm gonna say this to you. I'm gonna do this one. So, what does history say about them repeating?
That's recent history though.
Yeah, but
we're talking like 7, 8 years.
But that's what we're gonna go off for, Quran. We got to go with most recent.
So are you ready for the next one? Are you ready for the next factor?
Yeah.
The next factor is no team, we went back to 1958, has won the championship without an MVP or all NBA first team. The only team to do it was the 2004 Pistons. No other team has done it.
But that's my point. You're making my point. It's not just an anomaly, fam. If it's been done before.
But that one time by Detroit.
But it's okay. Remember, there was no AC to go to the finals, and who did that?
Yeah, but we got cooked.
See, no, Quran, you can't do that. I'm not letting you get away with that. You can't.
I'm talking about winning the championship, not going to the finals. I could care less about that.
But we want to get to the finals, Quran.
Yeah, but we need to win the championship.
That's a fact.
And here's the thing.
That's a fact.
Here's the thing. No. Listen. If we got to the finals, I'm not going to be like, oh, this is the worst thing in the world. But it gets harder from here. So
yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I'm just telling you why I don't think we'll beat OKC. And I wouldn't take that debate.
You really don't think we would beat OKC?
I don't like going against history.
But see, history is called history because it has subjection to change, bro. You can subject history to change. Look, if they cannot guard the 3-point perimeter, OKC.
Yes, they can't. Yeah, they terrible at that.
And who is the #1 corner 3-point shooting team in the league?
Definitely the Knicks. Or they up there if they're not #1.
Come on, Quran. Stop.
That's
we gotta speak those things. We gotta speak those things as they are. And what's shown on record is style makes fights, right? So if you get the Knicks and you get OKC in the finals, this is chess, not checkers. Yeah, history might be on their side. History might be on their side, but at the end of the day, you still got to play it out for history to repeat itself.
I'm not going to root against us though, Ty.
But this is where Brunson becomes the superstar, like I spoke to you the other day.
Okay.
He dethrones OKC. Hell, he dethroned San Antonio, because I don't think OKC getting past San Antonio. I'm sorry. I just don't
listen. Listen. If he dethrones OKC, he might be top 3 Knick all time.
No, he's gonna be one of the top players in NBA history all time.
That too, but he might be top 3. If he beat OKC,
he might be #1. He might be
we can't. Come on, dog. We can't. Come on. We can't.
How? Who you gonna put?
We got too
Clyde?
much history, dog.
Willis? I'm asking.
Man, Clyde Frazier, dog. He got 2 of them things, boy.
Yeah, that's not the same as Jalen Brunson carrying the New York. Walt Clyde had Willis. He had a whole team around him. Didn't he have Phil
Bingo.
Jackson too?
Yes. Bingo. But no, you said it. You hit it on the nail. Does Jalen Brunson have a whole team around him?
Yes, he do. Once KAT pull up his big boy pants and say, you know what? Let me stop causing these offensive fouls. Let me take my man and eat my man's food right in front of him. Because at the end of the day, KAT gotta just handle his man. And if a double team come, kick it. You got players. Brunson and KAT gotta trust the players around them. They have to trust them. That's it. They gotta trust him. You can't. Mike Brown. I can't stand Mike Brown. But one thing I can say, we can't expect Mike Brown to tie up his shoes and put on his shorts and get out there and play. He's calling the X's and O's. The players gotta get out there and play, man.
That's true.
I'm gonna let you go, but the players gotta get out there and play, man. But that was
man, Ty. Man, I appreciate you, Ty, man.
Absolutely, family.
Even if we disagree, it's always good, man.
No, listen, it's love when you can disagree and continue to keep the relationship, fam. It's all
That's
love,
facts. And remember, on this channel, you could call up to speak your mind. I'm not looking for echo chambers.
But that's why we all love you, bro, because you allow that platform for us, bro.
That's
good,
a fact.
bad, and indifferent, fam. So we respect
That's a fact.
you, bro. You're going to take off, fam. We going to make sure this take off, fam. Absolutely.
Thank you, family. I appreciate your support, brother. Big time.
Absolutely, fam. All right.
All right. It's my man Ty right there, holding it down. I didn't even give y'all my take. Hold on. Y'all got to smash the like button. The reason why I brought this topic up, I read a lot of news, right? Been slacking on my NBA side. I gotta pick my NBA. But I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I just been working on mad projects. So, you know, I hadn't had time to keep up with the NBA news as much as I normally do. I'm still well informed. It's just that, you know, usually I scan hundreds of articles. I hadn't really had the time to get on the NBA side. But you know, on the Knicks side, everything that comes across my desk. So I'm doing my research, right? And I'm just minding my business. And then all of a sudden, bam, because I got a post, the New York Post Sports Plus subscription. So I'm going through my feeder, and then I see the Knicks malfunctioning star pairing threatened their short-term dreams and long-term plans. I'm like, oh, what's this about? So then they got a little part in here. This is, by the way, this is a Plus article. The KAT and Brunson pairing still isn't working. So I'm like, huh? What the hell are they talking about? They say we're now nearly 2 seasons into this experiment, and the two best players on the Knicks are still more of alienating entities than a tandem. You want proof? According to NBA.com's two-man lineup stats heading into Wednesday's game, Jalen Brunson had a worse offensive rating with Towns than Miles McBride, Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, Jordan Clarkson, OG Anunoby, or Mikal Bridges. So I'm like, what the hell does all that mean? What the hell does all of that mean? Did y'all get that? Was that a ooh wow moment for y'all? They have a worse offensive rating. What the hell is offensive rating? Do we even know what offensive rating is? Do we know what a two-man lineup is? Do we understand the context of two-man lineups? Because that matters to me more. What about his offensive rating if he and Towns are playing with those guys? What would their offense? Are we comparing it to other 3-man lineups, 4-man lineups, 5-man lineups? The best, what I've seen, and like I said, the numbers change. The best 5-man lineup that I've seen, and probably still is based on the plus minus, or they're up there, is Towns, Mo Diawara, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, and Jose Alvarado. So Towns and OG had a very good plus minus together. That changed. It became somebody else. I mean, the numbers change all the time. But what we're talking about here or when we look at plus minus and things of that nature, that's a team stat. It's not an individual stat. So when you say Brunson was a minus 11, it's not just an indictment on him. It's the team that he was with, players that he was with, the lineup he was with. I'm gonna give you a bone. If you really want to use plus minus for individuals, you should do it when they're playing with different lineups. Like, for example, all right, let's say God forbid someone gets hurt. And now Mitchell Robinson starts the second half. Now we count his plus minus in the second half to the end of the game. You can do that. That's how I use plus minus. I use it to measure, first of all, multiple players. I rarely use it for one guy unless I'm comparing him with lineups. But okay, let me keep reading. Brunson had a worse defensive rating with KAT than with Jose Alvarado, Landry Shamet, Bridges, Hart, OG, Robinson, or McBride. So basically, Brunson is worse with KAT than anybody else in the rotation when it comes to defensive rating. Woo. What does this mean? Mike Brown understands this and staggers their minutes. Brunson and Towns played just 62 minutes together in 3 losses to start the road trip to the Hornets, Thunder, Rockets. You see, this is a problem. This is a problem. And we have to understand stats with context. If we're playing a game where we get smacked, especially the offensive rating, defensive rating is going to be trash. Right? So what about for the year? What about for the year? And their net rating was minus 38.7. Woo, I'm scared of that. Oh, minus 38.7, it's bad. They play a lot of minutes together, and the team was terrible. It wasn't just them two. So, I mean, I don't know. Now, now this last paragraph, I kind of agree. Brunson and Towns was supposed to be New York's pick and roll super weapon. It's been anything this season. It was much better last year. That's a fact. The pick and roll between Brunson and Towns was better last year. I agree with that statement. Even though it still wasn't a lot to me, but it was better than this year. And the 3-game losing streak shined brighter a spotlight on their defensive deficiencies. I mean, everybody knows that the two of them together have, certain liabilities. I mean, who gives a goddamn about just 3 losses? And the Knicks keep losing the Brunson-KAT minutes. The Knicks are cooked, and the front office has to think about restructuring this roster. Well, this is what I did. I actually wanted to pull up the lineups myself because I'm a skeptic, and I don't believe what people tell me. I like to go look it up for myself. I'm sorry. That's why I go into research mode. Let's pull it up. So here's the thing that we're looking at. Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns. If you look at their plus minus, which I don't know why they wouldn't look at that stat, but Towns and Brunson have the 5th highest plus minus together out of all Brunson lineups. Yeah, see that? The highest is Brunson and Deuce. Now, Deuce is a plus minus god. So a lot of people got good plus minus with Deuce. Then Hart Brunson, OG Brunson. By the way, OG and Brunson played 25.9 minutes. That's among the most 2-man lineups on the team. And it's definitely the most in this. You see this? Is the most in this subset here. OG and Brunson play the most together out of any other 2 players. What is his defensive rating with OG? I'm going to show you that. But if you're basing it on plus minus, they're plus 2.6. 43-22 together in 20.7 minutes. That's not bad. So why on the year, when I look at this, the numbers are not that bad, but if I go to the post, it's gloom and doom? Why didn't it mention the plus minus? Plus minus is a stat that most people understand better, and it's a team stat. So it's great to look at lineups in plus minus. This is how we compare lineups. The more players, the better. Now I want to go to the defensive rating side of it. Okay, let me get to the defensive rating side of it. Hold on, let's refresh this page. We still cooking with hot grease. So now I want to look at the numbers that they're talking about. All right. Once again, this is a Jalen Brunson filter, and I'm looking at all of the lineups with Brunson and others. Now, if you take off Brunson and Sohan, because Sohan doesn't play much, Brunson and Towns, 117.7 offensive rating is right there with Bridges and OG. It's not that much far off. Look at the amount of minutes that he plays with Bridges, OG, and KAT. He plays the most minutes with those three guys. Do you see that? So for them to play a lot of minutes, and you're comparing him to Deuce McBride, who played 3 times less together, right? That's not a good comparison, right? Same thing with Jordan Clarkson. These are bench guys. But in terms of offensive rating, it's not too far off from OG and Bridges. I'm just keeping it real. It's not too far off. Let's look at the defensive rating. So when we look at the defensive rating, Jose and Brunson only played 19 games. Shamet, okay, 41 games. I'll take that. How about I do this? Let's add another filter here. Let's do games played. Let's do 40. I like 40 to be the baseline. Damn, why did I do that? Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Change my filter. I just want to show you that, you know, when you read the stats in the papers, it's cool, but come on. What's going on? What the hell is B40? Hold up. I'm sorry. I bet. So when we look at the defensive rating, right, for Brunson and Towns, once again, it's on par with, it's the same as Bridges. It's not less. Bridges, Brunson, Hart, Brunson is right there. They're all in the 112, 113 range. What are we talking about? Huh? What are we talking about? Brunson and OG, his defensive rating is a 112.6. Hart Brunson is 112.9. Brunson Bridges is 113.7. Towns Brunson is a 113.7. What are we talking about? So this is why you need to go look at the stats for yourself. I feel like it's an overinflation. I feel like it's an overstretching of the truth. All right. I just wanted to show you why I got to that article. Ooh, what are we saying? Why didn't you just go with plus minus? They had the 4th highest plus minus on the team, Brunson and Towns. I don't think there's compatibility issues in the terms of them not being able to coexist. I think that Mike Brown's system does not promote the type of 2-man game they would need to be successful, so to speak, if that makes sense. Right? I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm also saying that I'm not saying that Mike Brown can't turn it around. I don't want to be a negative Nancy. I think there's an opportunity here for the Knicks to get it right. I just think that the system kind of limits the 2-man game between them. They're trying to make the wrinkles, and they have. Brunson is passing the ball to Towns more since the All-Star break. Okay? And let me show you something. Do I have the other article load up? Oh, okay, hold on. I think this might be it. This is another article. Growing Jalen Brunson critical becomes more baffling each game. All right. Jalen Brunson is not the issue when it comes to the struggle of Knicks big. This is a good read. So far this season, Towns has played 7 games without Brunson in the lineup. Considering he's averaging 26.1 points and 13-point rebounds per game in such scenarios, these surface-level findings seem to suggest that the big man has seamlessly reverted back to his de facto number 1 option comfort zone. However, simply put, though his glamour stats may inflate his on-court efficiency and impact on winning, have remained as troublesome, if not even worse, they have been when running alongside the Knicks captain. In said contest, Towns is shooting 48% clip from the floor, worse than his average on the season, and 36.9% from deep, roughly the same as his averages on the year. Of course, most notably, the Knicks have gone a lowly 3-4, with KAT serving as the primary option. I told you that earlier. So all the people who think we better without Brunson, y'all need to go get a clue, man. It's just false. And it really was 2-4. It's just that Brunson took the night off last night. I digress. And this, of course, is with KAT serving as the primary option. With only one of these wins coming against a postseason caliber team, which is the Miami Heat. All right. So out of the 3, did you catch that? Out of the 3-4 record, only one of the wins are against a playoff caliber team. So if y'all want to take away this 7-game stretch, then you have to take away the wins, 2 of the wins without Brunson. All right. Since his arrival to Big Apple, Brunson is in the fold. The Knicks are 175 and 105 throughout his 4-year span. Without him, they've gone 22 and 21, and a middling 12 and 10 with Towns available. There's strong evidence to suggest that Brunson and Towns' innate styles of play simply don't mesh well together, but this shouldn't spark finger-pointing about placing blame on the other's struggles. At the end of the game, it's up to Mike Brown to figure out how to make this pairing work and have the two complement one another on the floor once the playoffs come. See, that right there is a key. And also the final part, to criticize Brunson for Towns' shortcoming is absolutely baffling. I don't agree with the strong evidence that Brunson and Towns' innate styles of play don't mesh. I don't like that. But I take it. That's their perspective. I don't agree with that one part. But this last line, to criticize Brunson for Towns' shortcomings, is absolutely baffling. Did y'all catch that? Karl-Anthony Towns actually shoots the ball at a less percentage without Brunson, even though he scores more points. They also only beat one good team in the Miami Heat. So I point that to you to say that I think that they can be compatible, and any incompatibility is due to the system. That's what I will say. Continue to smash that like button, though. Do appreciate you guys. Let me see my man Von Island in the building. J-Tab. How am I twisting more stats? Whoa, come on, J-Tab. I've read you the stats that went against what I said. I didn't even just give you my stats. I gave you the stats that went against my point. What are we talking about? Big time salute to my people in the building. Smash that like button. I do appreciate you guys. Listen, I will be back tomorrow, hopefully at 1 p.m. I'm praying, I'm trying to do the blue and orange brunch. I have to finish my scouting report. I got to watch a couple of more Bulls games. Oh, God. And then I should be ready to rock and roll for tomorrow. I do appreciate you guys. And until next time, as always,